Welcome to the Healing Space with Ambi Shante, where faith meets transparency and healing becomes your portion. I am Ambi Shante. I am your host for today, and I am excited to welcome my guest speaker today, Dr. Jazzlyn Hudson.
Hello.
She is a board certified family nurse practitioner and the founder and owner of Radiant Health and Wellness, which is a wellness practice here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. She is passionate about helping individuals improve their health, improve their confidence, and their overall well-being through personalized, clinically guided care. Her mission is to empower others to take control of their health and live with intention. I am excited to bring to the healing space Jazzlyn Hudson.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So it is so much that I want to talk to you about. Of course, I know you, but this is my first time introducing a practitioner to the healing space audience. And I know there's a lot of questions. There's so many stigmas related to African Americans, women, and men regarding our health, our image, what is expected of us, societal norms. And so I really want to get into it today. This is our wellness episode, and I am so excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm
So
excited to be here.
normally I do operate off of a note card,
Mhm.
but for you, I have a note.
Oh.
And we're just gonna get into it and let the conversation flow as it may. And if another episode comes out of it, then we may just have to bring you back. But I
That's
think
cool.
that this is what the people need, and especially that comfort level, because when I go to any practice, I always have a lot of questions. So I want to make sure that that I ask as much as I can on behalf of the viewers. So you
Mhm.
ready?
Ready. Already.
Okay. So you own your own practice. You found it, you own it. Tell
Yes.
us about your journey and what led you to become a family nurse practitioner and then own your own practice.
Well, like growing up, I always just like helping people. I remember hanging with because I love hanging with the elderly, the geriatrics. That's what I do currently now. So I was always with my grandmother, her and her friends. And so let one of them hurt themselves at home, like, cut their finger, a paper cut or
Oh
something. Here I
yeah.
come with the band-aids. And then I remember, being young and having like all my dolls and my bears, stuffed animals. Everybody had a band-aid. I was fixing everybody. So one of my church members, she was actually seeing this in me. And she's actually a nurse. Her name is Miss Florence. So Miss Florence, if you're watching,
Hi,
hello,
Miss
thank you so
Florence.
much. She saw it in me and she was like, you know what, Jazz, I think you could really be a nurse. And I'm like, okay, I guess I didn't even know about being in healthcare.
That wasn't even
No,
on in your scope.
no, I was just like, oh, okay, I'll try it. So she actually let me go with her to work. Her manager approved it and everything. The hospital was okay with it. I just came and just watched her do things. And like, of course, the patients were okay with it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like this is interesting. And she was at the time she worked in ICU. So I'm like,
Wow.
I want to do this. So I decided I wanted to go to school and be a nurse, became a nurse. After I graduated, I worked at St. Thomas Hospital in
Okay.
Nashville. This is before everything kind of branched out. They still had Baptists at the time, still.
Mhm.
And I started there. I worked on their med surge vascular surge floor, and I loved every bit of it. But while I was working, I kept seeing repeat patients coming into the hospital. And I'm like, man, like, why are they coming back for the same thing we just treated them for when they were here the last time? And I'm
Hmm.
something's gotta give. I'm like, it's a lack of information outside once they get out the hospital. So we had nurse practitioners on the floor. And I was like, I really think I might want to be a nurse practitioner, but not necessarily in the hospital. I feel like there's a need outside of the hospital where I could really impact.
Yes.
And so I talked with a couple of the nurse practitioners on the floor, got information as far as what I needed to do, and I decided to go ahead and go back to school to get my nurse practitioner. So I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm not a doctor because you called me doctor. I want
Okay.
to clarify before somebody like, oh, she's not no doctor. So I have my master's and I'm a nurse practitioner. So I branched out and I went instantly into geriatric nursing as far as a nurse practitioner. So, and I still work with geriatrics. I love my job. I don't hate it, but I kept working. I felt like during the whole time, probably within the last, I'm going to say 3 to 4 years, I kind of started feeling like I wasn't being fulfilled in my job, like
Mm,
something was missing. I'm like, I'm doing what I need to do, but I just feel like something is missing. So, I went to God. I prayed. I said, look, God, this is what I want to do, but I'm not liking it anymore. I'm like, I'm thinking something is wrong with me. But
mm,
I really wasn't liking it as much as I did when I very first
okay.
started. And so I prayed to God, I looked for guidance, and he told me, you need to open up your business. And I was like, Lord, you didn't send me somebody else's prayer. You didn't answer somebody else's prayer. Because I
Well,
had said when I was in school to become a nurse practitioner, when I was doing my clinicals, I was like, there is no way I would have my own practice. It looks too hectic. I'm not going to
yeah,
do that's just
yeah.
not me. But yeah, he said, you need to open your own practice. And I kept avoiding it. And God spoke through my child, my 5-year old. And she made a comment. She was like, Mommy, there's your practice. And I'm like, okay, God, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Wow. A child will God
Yes,
will use a
I'm
child.
listening. I'm listening. So I said, you know what, God, I want to help your people. Show me the direction where you want me to go. And here we are.
And that's how we met.
Yes, yes, yes.
So tell them about your practice.
So I currently offer medical weight loss with my practice. So I know some of you guys have heard about GLP-1s or Ozempic or Wegovy, Zepbound. Those are the type of medications that I offer to help with weight loss. I was really attracted to this because I've struggled with gaining weight myself, especially after having my daughter. The weight just was not coming off like it used to when I was younger. So when this came about, I remember when it first came out, this was something new in healthcare in itself because this is not medication that we're taught to prescribe for weight loss initially when it first came out. So I was used to using this medication for patients with diabetes, but not
Mhm.
necessarily for weight loss. So I decided to try it myself first because I said, there's no way I can help somebody and I haven't tried it
Right.
myself. So I tried it myself and the weight I started with semaglutide and the weight started coming off and I'm like, man, like I have to help other people, especially our culture
Right.
in regards to this because this is something that we really don't know about and when you see people talk about it, it's not necessarily people of color. This was initially like now you see women of color talking about it, but initially coming out you did not. And so I decided that this was the direction that I wanted to go as far as helping God's people,
Mhm.
and it's been great. It's been great. Now, the company that I had used for my medical weight loss, I saw there was some issues as far as the people didn't really have a true understanding on how to draw up the medication, how to inject
Mm,
themselves. There were actually some people that were kind of hurting themselves and ending up in the hospital. And I said, "Oh no, if I do this, I'm gonna have to teach you regardless if you're coming in to see me or if we're doing a televisit. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. And
mhm.
then you have access to me so that I can make sure you're okay. Because nobody is going to be
Yes.
messing up on my watch."
Yes. Yes.
So, so that's how it kind of came about.
Okay. And all of those are reasons why I went to you. There's a lot of people doing what you're doing. Me, I was for one, I don't like shots and I would tell anyone off top. And this is why I was so hesitant and waited so long because I just did not want a shot. But at the same time, I'm over here. I'm in my 40s for one. So exercising and working out, it don't feel the same. It don't work
Um,
the same. The last time I did, I busted my lip, and I told my husband, "I'm done with this. I'm not going to no gym no more. Who is 40 with a busted lip? Like, I ain't got time for that." So when I was looking, for one, the fact that it was someone who looked like me, that number one, let me reach out there first option. But then number two, you were on the journey too. And in my first book is called Healing Flows. And it's the basis of Healing Flows is the Lord told me, like in my own calling, how can you have compassion for some for someone when you've never been through what they've been through?
mhm,
So this is healing flowing through you. Like the
mhm,
compassion because you are going through the exact same thing. And when I go to you, I chose to come to you weekly or bi-weekly or whatever journey I'm on. I chose that because I want to sit down, I want to talk to you, and I want to hear about how it's going for you, and we can feed off of each other.
yes. Yes, I
So
loved it. You guys hold
I,
me
I
accountable.
absolutely love it. I
Yeah.
love it. But my question for you is why do you think we do not prioritize our health? Because I know I'm not the only one who feels that way.
I kinda think it's kinda like how we were raised. You see our parents
Mhm.
they wasn't just so quick to go to the doctor because in our culture, when we think about going to the doctor, it's like, "I'm sick." You
Yes.
don't think about going to the doctor because I wanna better my health, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I need to really educate our people that we can come to the doctor and to feel better, not because we're sick with a
That's
cold. You know what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I really feel like our community needs that education. And God told me to do this, help my people, and that's what I'm doing.
And doing it well. So, how do you think, because since I've been on the journey, I would say that my confidence has increased. I feel better. How do you think confidence in ourself relates to physical health?
Some people, I feel like, especially people that I've come in contact with, like when they're feeling good, it's
Mhm.
because they're doing something good about like their health. When they're feeling bad, then you got people, they're saying, well, I'm not feeling that great this week, but let me tell you why. I might be
Mm.
dealing with some depression. I might be dealing with some anxiety.
Yes.
And our culture in itself, we tend to not go and get that. Look, mental health is real. Like
It's real.
everybody should, go get help if you need it. And it's not anything bad if you need help. It's
Mhm.
actually a good thing that you recognize that you need help and that you go get it. Nobody wants to be sad all the time
Right.
or, having real strong anxiety because that's no way to live. That's no way to live.
And that does affect our physical health, right?
Yes, yes. And then when you're not feeling good, then you're not gonna be wanting to look good or, you're not gonna be confident in your clothes that you're wearing. Or, if you feel like you need to lose like 20 or 30 pounds, like that can really be a stressor on you when you're not feeling your best and you're heavy, you know?
Mm.
When I was at my heaviest, I didn't feel great at all. Like my self-confidence was low. Like I didn't feel
Yes.
like I looked like anything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so it plays a big part.
So you mentioned something about the culture. So let's stop right there. So how do you think the expectations, the cultural expectations, especially within the Black community, how do they influence how we view our bodies, our health, our beauty? Because I mean, and I have a we both have young daughters,
Mhm.
and so I see it all the time. I see the effect that it has on her looking at her counterparts, and she doesn't look the part. Our bodies don't match
Yeah.
up. So, what do you think about that?
I feel like, TV and social media plays a part too. Like these young girls are seeing it. I've even had some people come to me with body image
Mm,
issues, thinking that they're bigger than what they actually are. We women of color, we hold our weight totally different than, like a white woman would or,
yes.
a Asian woman would. We're gonna be more curvy. We're gonna be more, as they say, heavy.
Mhm.
And and that's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be ashamed about. We hold our weight totally different, but society has it set that you need to look a certain way. And it does kinda damage our young girls because they feel
Mhm.
like they need to go ahead and look like that now, and they need to go ahead and take these medications now, which I do not recommend young girls taking this medication. Now, if there's an issue with obese at a young age, then yes, especially if you have, the parent is consenting
Yes.
that they do this, because I would prefer you do that than to do surgery,
Mhm.
like a gastric bypass, in which that's something that I'm learning now that they're actually doing on younger individuals now.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I was amazed at that, but, obesity has kinda gotten out of control,
It's gotten out of control. Definitely.
and it's
Definitely.
and it's really affecting our kids too. So,
And
my
social
goal.
media has played a part in all of this.
Yeah, yeah, it has. Like, these young girls are really looking at that, and they're looking at how these women have their bodies, not knowing that they may have got it medically
Yes.
fixed that way,
Yeah.
So, and they don't know the difference. They just know they want to look like that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I would say social media has played a big part. But like I said, we women of color, we're gonna hold our weight totally different, and that is fine. We should not be looking at what they look like on social media and TV to compare and make that as we're gonna feel better if we look like that.
That should not be our norm.
Yes, yes. Because if you haven't taken control over what's really going on with yourself, let's just say you go ahead and get the surgery and you have that great body that you want. If you haven't handled your anxiety or depression from whatever is causing you to feel that way, you're still not going to feel good in that body.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, what does unlearning these norms that have been placed on us and these unhealthy expectations, what does that look like? And you can
It's
speak from a provider perspective or a mother or a friend. Like there's so many perspectives that you could speak on this front.
I feel like to unlearn is really a shift change that you
Okay.
have to do. That's just like how we've had, several conversations about how we eat.
Yes.
Like how we eat, you can say that when we were younger, our parents said, you better finish everything on
Yes.
that plate. And we did it because if we didn't, we
That's right.
wouldn't we wouldn't be able to get up, go
That's
play. You
right.
couldn't have
Right.
this, you couldn't have that. So it's embedded in our brains. So as
Yes.
we get older, okay, I gotta finish everything on this plate. And now meantime, our plates are bigger than what they were when we were little.
That is so good. That's so true.
And so it's bigger now, but in your mind, let me finish all this food. We can't waste all this food. And
Yeah.
so now you finish all this food, then you're like, well, I think I want dessert too. You don't have no room for the dessert, but you're gonna eat it anyway because some people have it trained as soon as you get done eating, you eat your dessert. Now we're packing all this weight over years, and we're getting heavy and heavy, and we're like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I depressed? Why, food.
Wow. That is so good.
So all this food that we eat, and we don't know what's in the foods that we're eating, all these hormones and everything that they
Yeah.
do to make the food quicker and to
Yeah.
preserve it. We're eating all type of stuff. No wonder that we're over here sitting here thinking about ice cream and
Yeah.
cookies.
You're right. You're
So
right.
you really have to change your mind. You really have to change your mind and know that it's okay not to eat everything on your plate. And if you need to pack it up and eat the rest later or tomorrow, the next day, that's fine too.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm trying to move on, but let me ask one more thing. So, what are some realistic steps that women can take now? They may not be comfortable taking a shot or I don't know. There's pills now also.
Mhm.
There's procedures, but they may not be comfortable with that. So what are some realistic steps that someone watching or listening to now can take to better their health?
Think, especially if you're wanting to maybe lose a few pounds, or just like how you said, you might not be comfortable enough to inject the medication in your body or even take anything in general. I think the best thing to do is documenting what you eat, because some people, they might be like, I don't really eat but one time a day. but let's look at what you're actually eating
Okay.
because you may still be overeating even though you're only eating 1 meal a day. So they have a lot of, like food tracking diaries that you can download on your phone
Mhm.
now. Like MyFitnessPal, I believe it's free or they have a free version.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. No, they have a whole bunch of different apps that you can use and just track with you what you eat. Like you don't have to necessarily initially just start dieting. Just start writing down or tracking in the app what you eat. And then maybe after a week you turn around and look at it. It'll calculate like how many calories, how much protein it was, how much fiber intake, all of that. And you can kind of look to see, am I really eating as good as I think that I am?
Mhm.
And then, if you're not, which most of us were not, you can start like cutting back on what you're eating. Maybe eat more of a grilled chicken instead of more of the fried chicken
Okay.
to get a little bit better. And then you'll notice, like, once you start eating better, you'll notice that you'll start feeling better too. Like your body will feel different.
And they have to move with intention. So all these steps, you have to be intentional in what
Like, go ahead and set a goal. Like, everybody probably has a watch, like an Apple Watch or Android
Mhm.
watch. They have all type of watches now that can track your steps. Like, track how active you actually are. And then for those people who work and they're on their feet a lot, still track how many steps that you're doing in a day. You can always start with a goal of 10,000 steps a day and work your way up to it. And then after that, bump the goal up.
Yeah.
A lot of these apps now will help you to navigate where you need to be based off your age, your height, and your weight. So it's a lot easier now than it used to be.
Yeah. So to and I know you're giving all this, but there are still some people out there who are just discouraged. They're discouraged, they feel stuck, they feel hopeless. What would you say to them?
Never give up. Don't give up. And there's something out there for each and every one of us. Like
Right.
GLP-1s may not be for everybody. Some people might just want to do personal training.
Right.
Somebody might want to get a nutrition coach. It's different ways that you can go about losing weight. There's no one method that's going to work the best out of everything because
Yes.
everybody's body is different. And just like with the medication, like I tell everybody, you may lose weight on your first month on it and you may not.
Mhm.
Everybody is different. Don't get discouraged though. The moment you get discouraged, that's when everything just, you just
Yeah.
throw it away. You're like, I'm
You're
not, I'm
right.
not doing it.
You're
I'm
right.
not doing it.
You're right.
So don't get discouraged. Keep pushing yourself. You also have to think as far as with your health, everything didn't happen all at once. It took time. So regardless if we're talking about weight or if we're talking about high blood pressure or diabetes, all of this happened like from a period of time. Nothing happened overnight. Nothing happened overnight. So you can't expect to change overnight either.
Oh, that's
It's
good.
going to take
We
time.
gotta clip that. That's message. So, as a provider, like, all this is good. So you're constantly pouring out to others. How do you protect your own health, your own wellness, your own mental health? As a provider, what do you do for yourself?
I realize now, like now that I have this business, because I'm
Mhm.
still working full time too. And I am a wife and I'm a
Yeah,
mommy.
yeah,
Life be life and
yeah.
things get stressful. But I realize now I value my rest.
Okay.
Because once I stop doing that, I noticed like once I continue to keep going and going and going and going and going, which it's very easy to do,
It is.
making myself sick. And I'm like, okay, if I'm sick, then I can't help anybody else. So I have to make sure, like now I make sure at a certain time, like I cut it off, like it's time to go ahead and go to sleep and lay down because my body needs the rest. Your body needs rest. And your body will tell you, like when you're going too much, your body will tell you and your body can shut down if it wanted to, so you have to be
Yeah.
mindful, and that's what I do now. I value my rest because I need to be
Okay.
able to be there for my clients and for my patients with my job and also my family. So
That's a good message. Value your rest.
mhm,
And
mhm,
that's for any entrepreneur.
yeah, Yeah.
because you have to pour so much just because your goals as an entrepreneur are way bigger. You have to do
Mhm.
more than working for someone else or just
Mhm.
clocking in every day. So
Yes.
value your
Mhm.
that's good. That's good. I want to stay on that, but we're gonna keep it moving. So
Okay.
in your healing journey, not even your healing journey, your journey to discovering your purpose, because even in your career, you were unfulfilled in your career, and you discovered that there was more. So in branching out and becoming, I would say, an entrepreneur, but just opening your own practice, can you talk about the faith that was needed for that?
A whole lot of faith. Like, this was so scary. I mean, it's still scary now.
It is?
Uh,
Even in it's scary?
yeah, cause I mean, things just change constantly. Things are thrown at you, and you gotta know how to duck and dive and keep
That
going.
is good.
You know? So, like, first opening it, I didn't know anything about opening a business, none of that. I had to pray and ask God for guidance. And I had a lot of no's thrown at
Okay.
me. A lot of no's. And I was like, God, I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this.
Mhm.
He kept saying, keep going. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. Every time I kept going, things start opening up. So
Okay.
one no, get a yes over here, get a yes over here. But I had to keep going through the no in order to get to the yes. But so if you don't keep pushing, you will never get there. Like, I didn't think I would be where I am right now today. Like, if you would have told me this like 5 years ago that I would be in this position, I'm like, you
Is
crazy.
it?
You are crazy. So you definitely have to keep pushing. You have to keep pushing because it's a lot of obstacles. It's a lot, especially being a woman of color.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good message. Like this, I'm thinking this is wellness. This is for entrepreneurs too. This
Yes,
is this is
yes,
for those
yes.
who are walking in their purpose or wanting to branch out or take the first step. This is some good.
You gotta trust in him. Like, he's
Yes.
gonna lead you to where you need to go. You just have to let go and let God. Seriously.
That's good. So, what does it mean for us? And this is not just for women, but in general, our bodies are our temple. So, in your opinion, what does it mean to honor your body?
Listen to your body. Like, your body will tell you when something is wrong. And sometimes, being a busy mom,
Mhm.
you cannot listen to it because you're trying to take care of your kids.
Right. Yeah.
But that could be you could end up hurting yourself in the long run to the point where you can't take care of your kids. So listen to your body. Your body will tell you when something is wrong. So just pay attention to your body. We have to take care of our bodies because nobody else will.
Yes.
So listen to your body. So if you're having a whole bunch of aches, like say for instance in your knee, and you're like, oh, it's just aching here and there, but it's been aching for days and days and days. By the time you go to the doctor, they might say, well, you have a torn ligament in your knee. But if you would have came X, Y, and Z, we could have prevented you from having surgery. So just listen to your body. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for me too. But
Yeah.
but listen to your body because your body will let you know when something is wrong. But the moment that we don't pay attention, that's when other things happen.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. And so this I want the nurse prac in you. This I want this
Okay.
answer from you. So what is one truth that every woman needs to hear about her body, her wellness, her health? What is one truth that we need to know?
That's a good question. One truth.
And if it's more than one, that's fine too. But
I'm trying to think of a good one. Definitely make sure that you are doing those breast self exams.
good one.
That is very important. That is very important. That's something that we neglect as far as doing it. Like, oh, I don't have to do it. I did it last month. It was all right. Definitely do it. And then I know it seems weird, but have your spouse to also do it with you because a man can pick up something
That's right.
irregular because they're going to know, right?
Yes.
So have them
Well,
also to
good.
do it with you. also to do it with you, and that helps. 'Cause you wanna pick up on that early
Yeah.
because they have so many types of treatment as far as with cancer now, that is way better than it used to be. So if you can catch that and go to your doctor and have them examine you,
Mhm.
they can go ahead if anything is abnormal as far as, it being positive for cancer, you can go ahead and start getting treated immediately and not make it advance
Mhm.
to where to it's the point where, we're kinda at the end.
That's
So
good.
that is very important.
Okay. That's really good. Okay, we are going to move. This has been first off, this has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Good
I'm
nuggets, good
loving it.
information. It for me, it feels like I'm sitting in your office. Like literally, I feel like I'm on my appointment sitting with you.
That's cool, that's cool.
So we're going to move to our next segment, which is called Soul Check. And this is where I ask just a few random questions that I ask every guest, but it's a random draw. So I don't know what we're going to get. But I just want you to answer with whatever the first thing is that comes to mind. And they are generally soul check questions, like what's on the inside of you. So our first one,
Jimbo.
I've already kinda asked that, so I'm not okay. What is something you are unapologetically walking in right now?
This business.
That's right. Unapologetically. What is one word that currently describes this current season of your life
When you said one word,
for this season?
faith,
Okay. And what gives you peace instantly?
my baby, Anaya.
Okay. Okay. They would do that.
When I'm stressed out,
And
she got me.
what'd you say?
Said when I'm stressed out, she got me.
Oh, yeah. And she's at the fun age. She's 5, right?
Yes,
So that is
yes.
definitely the fun age.
And
And
it's
before
crazy because they can tell. They can tell when you're off.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You cannot hide anything from them.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Not at all. And before we leave the healing space, I ask every question to this guest, and that is what wisdom did your wounds teach you that you want to leave in the healing space today?
Never to give up.
Never to give up.
Never to give up.
That's good. That's good. And that I think that kind of speaks to your journey and who you are.
Mhm. Mhm.
So to I want everyone first off to follow you and get
Yes.
connected with you. So tell them one what's going on with Jazzlyn, with Radiant Health, and how they can find you on social media, your contact information, whatever. It's your
Okay.
it's your
So one thing I did want to mention, I do now offer IV hydration. So that is something else that I would like our people to know about. So this is something that is awesome. There's different types of I won't go into everything, but there's different type
I
of
want you
drips that
to share about that. I forgot that.
okay. So I have different types of drips that you can have based off, things that were going on. So let's just say you're having some issues because you're staying sick constantly. I have like an immunity boost drip that'll help. Say, for instance, you're very athletic and you need to get hydrated after, let's say you're going to the gym or you did a run or you have some people that do marathons. That's good for that. If you have like joint pain and inflammation, I have drips for that. I have drips for like sleep, all type of stuff. And then, like, say for instance, you come to me and you're like, "Hey, this, and this is going on. What do you recommend?" I can create you your own personalized drip also. So that's something new that Radiant Health and Wellness is now offering. I actually had an event yesterday here at the office where people could come in and have IV hydration session. It
How
was
was
pretty
it?
cool. It was good. It was good.
Good.
It was good vibes, good vibes.
Okay.
So if you would like to follow me on Facebook, I am Radiant Health and Wellness. And then on TikTok and Instagram, I'm Radiant Health for you. Website www.radianthealthnow.com. You can go on there, take a look at all my services that I offer, and I am going to be adding more services as I go on. And, you can reach out to me. You can call or text me at my number 61007. I'll answer. It'll be me. You'll get me. And if you call and I don't answer, most likely it's because I'm seeing a client. You guys just leave me a voicemail and I will return the call.
And again, I am a very satisfied client. Yes, yes, I have enjoyed the journey. This is I don't know what month it is, but um the transparency, the openness, and even, she won't allow me to give in to what society says I should look like or be. I remember when I first went, I didn't really know, first off, I didn't believe that I was going to lose anything. And then I said, well, I just want to be what I was before I got married, because if I can be honest, that's when I picked up the weight. I moved.
Just some love, Pam.
Yeah, I moved to a new city. I didn't have any friends, and I was happy, happily married, and we dated, we ate. It wasn't nothing else for me
Exactly.
to do. I didn't have nobody to hang out with. So, I just wanted to go back to where I felt like I lost before I lost myself. And when I reached that goal, she said, "Nope, you don't need to lose. Not maintain that. You don't need to lose no."
I'm gonna be
But
real with you. I'm not gonna
yeah.
let you go out here looking a mess.
Yeah,
We're not doing
yeah,
that. No,
yes, and
no.
I appreciate that, and I do not, I know this was heaven sent. I know that God led me to you, and it was just my friend who had told me they had been on a search for providers themselves. They were with someone else, but they know me, and they said, "I think you should try her." And I reached out, and I have not regretted my decision. And
Thank
I'm still maintaining like health. You taught me how to, like, just because you take meds or take shots, you still have to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the journey. I can run, like, I can get up without hurting. I can run up,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
feel it every time I run down the steps. I'm like, Amber, you did that.
Yep, yep.
The confidence is everything, and it just
Yes.
goes to show how physical, mental, emotional health, it's all part of the bigger picture.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
It
you
is.
all, if you have any questions, maybe you hadn't considered this, or maybe you just wanna talk to somebody, reach out to her. She is
I'm here.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so, ladies, this is the healing space with Ambi Shante, where we believe even our deepest wounds can produce wisdom. Take care of your heart, and I will meet you back here next time. Bye.
Bye.